Welcome to the ONS podcast with your host, Lynnaia Jacobson.
Welcome back, you guys, to our ONS podcast brought to you by our partners at Face to Face Academy. ONS stands for Office of Neighborhood Safety. I'm your host, Lynnaia Jacobson, and I am also a member of the ONS team. This podcast was created for departments like us and community organizations to come on and talk about our services. All of the episodes are about connecting you to alternative public safety measures and programs, and your local growth and healing opportunities. With me today, ladies and gentlemen, I have the organization called 21 Days of Peace, which is an organization birthed out of the St. Paul Interdenominational Black Ministerial Alliance, better known as SPIBMA. Audience, please welcome Dr. Reverend Melvin Miller, who is the current president of SPIBMA. Dr. Miller.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us today.
Welcome. Give me 30 seconds of yourself.
Okay, excellent. I'm a senior pastor at Progressive Baptist Church in St. Paul. We have a number of programs, STEM camps, and other programs that we've been doing on the east side of St. Paul to bring about a change and transform the community, food shelf, a number of things. And really excited to be with you today. And we're really excited about what we're doing with ONS.
Sounds good. So I always have icebreaker questions just to kind of lighten the mood and let people know that you are a human, right? So oatmeal, cream of wheat, or grits? Which one do you choose?
Oatmeal and grits.
Oatmeal and grits?
Those are my favorite.
What do you put in your oatmeal?
Brown sugar, butter, milk.
What do you put in your grits?
Butter and salt.
Oh, yeah. See, I was waiting for you to say sugar, and I was going to be like, oh.
Jackson, Mississippi. Boy.
Oh, yeah. My mom's side is from Mississippi. So we butter and salt, grits. I have a scenario for you. The football game comes on at 1 p.m., and you look down at your watch. It's 12:30. Church was supposed to be over at 12 p.m., and the service is still going. You still have to do after call and one last prayer over the congregation. What do you say to wrap things up?
Okay, let's see.
Because I've been there. I've been in the pulpit.
I would just probably stick with the program and, tell them we're going to be out in a moment.
Okay, just let the Holy Ghost take over and keep it going.
Yeah. But I try to be mindful of the fact that people do have lives outside of church.
Good thing. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Evangelist Larry McPherson, who is the Assistant Director of St. Paul's 21 Days of Peace program and organization. He is a member of the St. James AME Church right here in St. Paul. Mr. Larry has been a St. Paul resident for 20 years and has been working with 21 Days of Peace as their street supervisor, overseeing the unseen outreach work and team. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you.
I have some questions for you, too, but you want to give me like a 30-second briefing of yourself?
Yes, I could do that. I'm Evangelist Larry McPherson, like you said, from St. James AME Church. And I just like, going out in the community, evangelizing and telling the goodness of God.
Good. We need some of that. Larry, coffee or Pepsi?
Neither one, but...
Neither? Or either?
Neither?
You guys, Mr. Larry looks like a laid-back guy.
Something wrong with him.
I know.
No coffee, what?
He looks like a laid-back guy, but he's semi-retired, right?
Yeah. Right.
And so you can look at him and tell he needs a little pick-me-up from time to time. You don't do coffee or Pepsi? Or what do you do with energy in it?
Tea.
Yeah, oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I'm a tea man.
I got a scenario for you, too. You're at Sunday dinner... and your niece Evelyn comes in with her 5 kids. You're already standing in line getting ready to fix your plate. Do you fix a decent portion and find satisfaction in what you have on your plate? Or do you pile your plate because you know empty-handed Evelyn, who didn't bring anything, but her 5 kids and her 2 neighbor kids, is going to eat up everything and you're not going to get seconds? Big plate or little plate?
Little plate.
Little plate? Yeah. Really?
Yes.
You like to share, huh?
I love to share.
Okay. Okay, let's jump right into the questions. Reverend Miller, yes. Who is 21 Days of Peace?
21 Days of Peace is a program that is focus is public safety, where our goal is to be out in the community, building relationships with individuals, creating bridges to opportunities for individuals that we're meeting on the street, and sharing with them the love of God. And that's really what 21 Days of Peace is about. And we have an amazing team that's out in the community at the various hot spots in St. Paul, making it happen and making the connections with individuals. When they see us coming, it's a familiar face. It's a bottle of water. It's a bag of chips. And that begins a conversation and a relationship. And so that's, in a nutshell, that's what 21 Days of Peace is about.
This is right on time because the last episode that we recorded, we had some guests, and one of our guests, Joelle, mentioned how she would like to see St. Paul partner with the churches because she thinks that can bring forth good change to the community. So, and in my head, I'm like, oh, we're already doing that. But I didn't say anything. Tell us what your organization does and about the additional programming you guys have, because you guys have a lot of programming.
I am, as you mentioned, the president of St. Paul Black Interdenominational Ministry Alliance, SPIMA. Our goal is about 13 churches in the organization, and we work together to bring maximal impact and change to the community. We have a number of programs, a number of initiatives. 21 Days of Peace is the one we've come to kind of talk about today, but we also had a program that we launched, a pilot program at Harding High School, Chosen to Achieve. We did that in conjunction with St. Paul Public Schools. It was a phenomenal success. It was a 3-tier program. You worked, did mentorship with a young person who might be struggling in school. You did tutoring, and then there was also a component where parents had to be involved and be engaged. We actually did a number of activities where we took the entire family to Timberwolves games, and it really kind of worked out because last year Timberwolves were really good.
Yeah.
So we went to a couple of games like, wow, we got those discount tickets and went very, very, very well. But that's one program we did to kind of focus on getting kids involved back in school, back in the classroom and those kinds of things, and helping them to excel academically. We do a lot of rental assistance and utility assistance to helping people to get on their feet if they're struggling or they're homeless. We try to work with individuals to stabilize their lives. And if you're working with families and you're really concerned about kids, it's very difficult to help for a child to excel in school or do well in life if they don't have a stable home life. So our goal in that regard is to help families to stabilize. And so we have a network of food network, we call it, between all of the churches. There's food distribution. Our church currently gives away about 30,000 pounds of food a month, and so we do probably double that altogether. Mm-hmm. And so we are meeting the needs of community members that way who are wrestling with food insecurity. We have a Stop the Violence campaign. We have a crime prevention program. We work directly with young people who get caught up in stealing cars. And so we work with the St. Paul Police Department in that regard and have had a lot of great, we do that in conjunction with the AALC, led by Mr. Tyrone Terrell. And the clinician is Dr. Charles Morgan, who works directly with those families and kids. So it's very exciting, though, a number of programs, and they're really making an impact. We're really excited to be a part of this one.
I know Dr. Morgan. He used to work at Union Gospel Mission many years ago. That's
CEO,
where I met
president,
him.
yes.
Yeah. He's a really awesome guy. And he also did some, when we were interviewing police officers, we wanted to bring into a community member to be part of those interviews, for character base. Wow. And I shoulder tapped Dr. Morgan. He did it. He was awesome. Everybody loves him. So that's pretty cool. It's a small world, right? Sing small, right?
Really is.
You also have, I thought you had a technology program too, or something like that, where you help people with finding jobs or something along those lines, or filling out paperwork or something like that.
Yeah, we one of the things that we're launching, we had a job fair through one of our sister churches, and so we kind of done a couple of those very successful job fairs. We work with guys getting out of prison. We got about 85 guys back to work who had records and that what have you through the unions, the trade unions, and so we're setting up a computer lab in one of the local churches, and so that people can actually do job searches. And so that's one of the things that we're committed to doing and launching in the very near future. But we've had a number of job fairs as well, at a health fair. Not too long ago, we did that in conjunction with the St. Paul Black Church Collaborative. We did that in conjunction with them and DHS.
How many members would you just estimate that you guys have for the St. Paul Black Ministerial Alliance?
Members in terms of all the churches?
Yeah, like how many people are involved?
Wow. You're talking about, you're really good at asking questions. Tricky questions. I see that already.
These aren't even on the list, are they?
No, they're not. So you're probably dealing with better than All In with Kids, folks who actually come to attend on Sunday morning, and those who are not don't come once a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably dealing with better, close to between maybe 7,000 and 8,000 folks.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that are a part of our, actually more than that, that maybe upwards to 10, 12,000 who are part of our larger network. We have a college tour that we do that connects all of the churches as well, and community members. And so you have all these amazing networks, connections that are taking place as we all link hands and work together, the churches and the community. And I think the impact can be seen.
Now, we have a project that we've partnered with you guys, the Office of Neighborhood Safety. Can you just tell me a little bit about your perspective and the project, and then I want to ask Mr. Larry some questions.
Yeah, because Larry is the main man.
Exactly.
He leads the team, a street team, and they're doing an incredible job. As you know, there are certain areas of the city where we call them hot spots, and there are areas where there's significant activity, maybe drug activity, or just young people may be congregating and maybe getting into a little mischief. And our job as the 21 Days of Peace team is to go and to, as I said before, build relationships, make connections with young people, and to steer them in another direction, to hear them out, to hear their story, to let them know that you are important no matter where you're coming from, no matter what you may be struggling with. And we run into a lot of situations where an individual may be high, or an individual may be barely dressed because of their addiction issues or what have you, and just to show them love and concern, and to perhaps even give them a way out through finding them a job or finding them a place to live. And so that's kind of what we've been doing, and it's been going very, very well.
I agree. Mr. Larry, tell us about your team and your community interactions.
All right. Well, my team and I are a faith-based group made up from different churches throughout the metro area. We go out in the community at the locations called the hotspots, where we show up as a ministry of presence, curbing gun violence, drug trafficking and use, de-escalating fights, and other criminal activities that might take place out there.
I love it. Are you seeing any change in the areas that you do your community outreach?
Yes. I noticed our presence has allowed us to build relationships and offer resources to those that are hanging around in these hot spots. After 4 weeks, the gathering of people involved in criminal activity has lessened in these areas.
That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see less criminal activity and more just movement to shops, to schools, to library, getting on public transportation to go to work. We want to see more movement like that versus just hanging out to try to figure out what your next steps are, right? And you guys have been a really good resource and presence in these spots. And I know that St. Paul Police Department is so thankful for you. I hear good things, nothing but good things. Can you tell us about one of your success stories that you've experienced when doing this work?
Yes, I can. I could share with you an unsheltered man that was passing out food and clothing and different essentials. He came up and asked for prayer. And I said, what would you like to have prayer for? He said, my situation, and I'm looking for a job. And so I prayed with him, and I prayed, for his situation, and his issues that he had asked me to pray for. The next Sunday, I went out, and passed out the food and clothes and everything. He gave me a praise report. He said, not only did I get one interview, I got 3 interviews.
Amen. Ooh, I got goosebumps.
Right.
There you go.
And I invited him to come to my church.
Yeah.
So he showed up at my church the following Sunday and gave a testimony that he got the job and he'll be starting Monday.
Oh, wow.
So
Amen.
not only that, he joined our church.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and he's been coming faithfully for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I want you to understand is that you may not be in a position where you may believe in any sort of religion or faith, but sometimes that is what some people need. And when some people choose that path, they see things get better in their lives. And one of the things that I really appreciate about 21 Days of Peace is that this is a form of rehabilitation, right? Because you don't just want people to go away and move around into a different hotspot, right? You want people to actually become rehabilitated. We want them to find food. We want them to find shelter. We want them to find stability and sobriety. And sometimes that means finding God. I'm a firm believer that it always means finding God. But that's just my personal opinion that everyone's entitled to as a personal opinion. Reverend Miller, what are your goals for the neighborhoods and community of St. Paul?
Well, our goal is safer streets and to create opportunities for everyone. All of us, there's a very interesting parable Jesus tells in Luke chapter 15, the parable of the prodigal son and prodigal daughter. I think all of us have been in a situation where we've gone astray and we've made mistakes and we needed a second, maybe a third or fourth chance. And I'm so excited that through this program and some of the programs that we've been able to offer, we are able to help people find that second, third, or fourth chance. And I want to create a neighborhood where our sons and daughters feel like, hey, there's a safety net for me. There are people who love me and care for me and who will help me to find a better way. And also, I wanted to be a community where we feel safe. You know, there was a time when I grew up, we would run around the neighborhood and went down to Oxford and we'd play football on the streets. And sometimes it's not safe like that as it once was. And so we want to get back to that place where we are truly a beloved community.
You better say it. Larry, what are your goals for the neighborhoods and community of St. Paul?
That people can take walks, bike rides, take their children outside to play without having to worry about gunshots or other criminal activity taking place while enjoying where they live.
That's right. Tell our audience how they can better get a hold of 21 Days of Peace. Do you guys have a website?
We got another way that you can contact us and get in touch with the 21 Days of Peace through Larry McPherson Facebook page. I have a 21 Peace page set up on Facebook.
St. Paul Black Ministry Alliance does have a website. It is it's in construction, so if you go there, it's a work in progress. But there is some contact information there if you want to reach out to us. And at one time, we did have volunteers going out with us with the 21 Days of Peace, but it kind of right now we're working with our main team. So if you want to reach out to us, that there's information available to you on the website. You can call. I'm the president, and so some of that stuff kind of comes through my church, Progressive Baptist Church.
We'll get the information
get
from
the
you.
Information out, yes.
For those of you who are listening to this episode, in the introduction or in the summary, you will see what this episode is about, and I will put the website and phone number there.
Perfect.
Another episode for you, St. Paul. Remember, working together and getting the word out on how the citizens of St. Paul can access our programming is key. Remember to always be in touch with each other, share with each other, and connect with each other. If you'd like to learn more about Community First Public Safety, please visit stpaul.gov, click on Resident, and scroll down to Public Safety.